copies.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, mark. GLS mainline has been initiated.
T-minus 10 minutes and counting.
Is it 10 minutes or is it 26 minutes? It must be this one.
That begins terminal count. Our new T0 is 6:35 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yep. So 10 minutes from now. This is the accurate timer.
We are now counting down to liftoff of Artemis II.
We are officially go for launch.
From now on,
Sending astronauts toward the moon for the first time in 5 decades.
If everything goes nominally, NASA Test Director Jeff Spaulding, who's directly managing the launch team.
Okay, it's actually happening.
The GLS operator who
after the delays. It was supposed to happen. What was their first launch date?
The ability to stop and restart
March.
The countdown.
Was it or wasn't it? Was it earlier than that? No, it was like March.
A lot of people ask about whether there's a launch button. There certainly is not.
Flight and rock. Our new T0 is 22.
Where's the launch button?
12.
Houston flight copies. 22:35:12.
I mean, yeah, there's not a launch button, but there is like
there you heard confirmation
a launch
of the exact
thing.
T0,
like you have to start the launch.
6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. Again, our T0 is 6:35 and 12 seconds p.m. Eastern Time. But as I was saying, there's no launch button. This is autonomous. But there is a button that keeps you from launching, and that button allows the GLS operator to pause the countdown outside of terminal count and during terminal count and submit a hold.
So wait, is it primed then?
The clock won't stop.
So there's not a launch button, it's autonomous. So
we'll go to the next
if no one did anything, it would just launch itself when the T hits 0.
This is how GLS configures the rocket and ground systems to a stable point where they can stop the countdown if that's needed. But right now, we are counting down. Our next big milestone, looking to retract the crew access arm.
All right, there's our official timer. When that hits 0, they're going.
GLS is go for crew access arm retract.
I'm gonna crash out if he pauses it. Yeah, I'm gonna pause it right at 1 second.
There you see the crew
I'm gonna
access
run an
arm
ad break
moving away.
right when it launches. Oh, they're moving the arm away.
That's the path that the astronauts took to ingress into the rocket.
The arm's gone. That's how the astronauts got on. They can't get off.
Until this point, that was their way off the path.
Bro, I would be so scared if I was on the rocket.
But now with that arm retracting,
like terrified.
The backup transitions to a launch abort system, and they'll begin arming that shortly. Of course, the launch abort system, great shot there of the crew access arm retracting away. The launch abort system is the tower at the top, and that's what would pull Orion and its crew off the top of the rocket in case of an emergency, whether it's on the ground.
Yeah, they're talking about this
flight.
part here, the launch escape system.
Critical safety
if something happens, this has little rocket boosters that'll pull the pod off
of the
rocket.
Starting at T-minus 6 minutes, the
they have
GLS
redstone
will start
outlets.
bringing that and other high-energy systems online, starting with core stage pressurization.
About 2.7 million viewers across all channels. That's insane. So many people are watching this live.
Weather is 90% go. The range is go. All systems are go.
All systems go.
GLS is go for core stage tank pressurization.
That means the replenish valve for the liquid hydrogen tank has now closed, and that tank is beginning to pressurize to flight levels because that hydrogen is naturally boiling inside the tank. We'll get the liquid oxygen tank a little later in the count. Now the team is waiting for verification that, if needed, the Artemis II crew could use the launch abort system to pull Orion safely off the top of the rocket in an emergency.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
Let's listen in for that call.
If there's an emergency, they can pull the pod off,
verifies
and they'll be okay.
Capability available.
And CDR, do you copy?
CDR copies, last available.
What if the last second they had to cancel? I don't think they can now. I think they
That's great
did all their
news, and you
checks,
heard the
and now the
MTD
rocket is
verify that with the
it's
commander
gonna launch.
of the mission.
I mean, they probably could
TLS is go
cancel
for
it, but I don't think
FTSR.
they're going to.
Now work is being done to arm the flight termination system. This is so the range safety can send a flight termination command if the rocket flies too far off track. There's a brief built-in delay so the launch abort system has time to pull the astronauts to
TLS is
safety
go for
first.
LH2 high flow bleed check.
All right, the high flow bleed
Access
check.
arm is gone, so we're getting close. Yeah.
That's so the cryo team gets verification that the RS-25 engines, all 4 of them, are in the proper temperature
Imagine
range
being in
for
that
launch.
rocket, dude. You're about to go orbit. Well, not orbit, but fly past the moon. You're gonna be in space for 10 days.
GLS is go for core stage APU start.
Core stage APUs start. Those are auxiliary power units. High-speed turbines, which provide pressure to hydraulic pumps that steer the RS-25 engines. We're going to see a gimbal test a little later at T-minus 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is what allows that to happen.
Oh, what test? Gimbal test? 3 more minutes
Coming
left.
up in
Yeah,
about
it's
20
literally
seconds.
about to launch.
We're listening for go for purge sequence 4. That's a helium purge of the 4 core stage engines downstream of the propellant valve. This gets all the air and moisture out of there.
GLS is go for purge sequence 4.
Moving through the milestones. All is looking good.
I'm gonna start my stopwatch at the launch time and stop when the SRBs fall. Yeah, how long till they stage? It's probably like
Coming up in just a few seconds, we're going to get that thrust vector
What's my
control
guess? 2
actuator
minutes.
test. This is a gimbling of the engines.
3 minutes. I bet the people in the rocket are stressing. Yeah, I'm stressing. And I'm not even in the rocket. I'm not.
RS-25s.
I bet
Three
everyone
of
working on the project,
Shuttle
the
Heritage,
astronauts, all
one
the
of them
people,
built from
like at the
shuttle parts.
control center, you know,
And there you see them moving.
helping make sure the mission goes smoothly. They're all stressing, I bet.
Now we're going to start moving the power from both the upper stage and the lower stage of the rocket to internal, taking ground power away and now going to battery power.
Ooh,
GLS is go for upper
they
stage.
switch into the ship's batteries instead of the tower.
All right, power is removed from the rocket's upper stage, the ICPS, and it's been switched to battery.
So they're
Same
unplugging those
milestone for
cords?
the lower core stage coming up at T-minus 1 minute and 30 seconds. Right now, the 4-person Artemis II crew is 248,000 miles away from the moon. And if all goes well, they will fly
248,000
by it
miles.
in 6 days.
GLS is go for core
Oh,
stage to internal
we're so
power.
close.
All right, there's the rocket's core stage, which houses 3 flight computers, is now on its own power. There's no more hold time because there's no more margin on these batteries. So we would have to recycle back to T-minus 10 to recharge if we had a hold.
No more hold time. 1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute.
Right now, the rocket does not know what the T0 is, but coming up at T-minus 33 seconds, control shifts from the ground launch sequencer to the rocket's onboard autonomous launch sequencer, or
Oh, so at
ALS.
33 seconds, the
will
rocket
count itself down,
is
but
programmed
honor
to
any
launch.
holds that could come from the ground. Now, shortly after liftoff, Houston will take control of the rocket, and my colleague Gary Jordan will take over commentary.
33.
GLS is go for ALS.
Great call out. The rocket is on its own.
The rocket's on its
brave
own.
Explorers ready to ride the most powerful rocket NASA has ever launched.
Then why'd the
Sound suppression
timer go
water is
away?
flowing.
15.
15.
And here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, RS-25 engines lit. 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition. And liftoff. The crew of Artemis II now bound for the moon.
It's going.
Humanity's next great voyage begins.
That's crazy. Oh, look at all the smoke.
Good roll pitch.
Okay.
Roger. Roll
Looks good.
pitch.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Houston now controlling the flight of Integrity.
This is right now, this is
Artemis
happening.
II mission around the moon.
Integrity, AMT high.
AMT high.
Okay. Yeah, how long before the SRBs break off?
To the flights. Integrity passes the alternate MECO. Target milestone. Mission Control Houston seeing good performance on the 4 main engines. Space Launch System core stage. Integrity, 3 miles in altitude. Traveling more than 1,200 miles per hour.
1,200 miles per hour. Dude, there's people on that. Going to the moon. Dude.
Mission elapsed time, passing 1 minute, approaching max Q.
On, Ponce de Leon.
Stan, we have you loud and clear on Ponce de Leon.
Have you the same?
Communication signal transfer confirmed as Integrity and its crew go supersonic. Approaching 90 seconds into the Artemis II
Supersonic?
mission.
Were they not supersonic already?
Integrity is 14 miles in altitude, 8 miles downrange, traveling more than 2,600 miles per hour.
2,600. Okay, I'm assuming that they're gonna stage soon.
One minute 50 seconds of mission elapsed time, standing by for main engine throttle down to 85%, ahead of solid rocket booster separation, expected at the 2-minute 9-second mark.
2 minutes and 9-second mark is when they're separating the solid rocket boosters.
We see throttle down.
You better show it. No, go back. I want to see the boosters break off.
Separation.
Oh,
Main
there it
engine
is.
Throttling up, guidance converged.
Why would they show it? I wanted to see that. The boosters, the things on the side, they broke off because they're out of fuel.
Integrity, guidance conversion.
We had this camera view. Why did they show this when it broke off?
OCS ready.
I'll have to look to see if there's alternate views because I wanted to watch that angle when the boosters broke off.
Integrity, SM priming complete.
SM priming complete.
But it looks good.
Minutes 45 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis II mission. Thrusters on Integrity and upper stage confirmed in a ready state ahead of service module fairing separation.
Zooming in. I wonder how much can you see on the ground at this point?
3 minutes into the flight.
I bet you could see a little blue
49
dot,
miles
but
in
that's
altitude,
it.
78 miles downrange. Now
Dude, look, they're
passing
already like in
5,000 miles
space.
per hour.
Oh, stage? Or fairing? Is that? I think that was a fairing. They're trying to live stream from it. I bet it's
Standing by for
recording
launch
though,
more system
and we'll
jettison.
get good quality footage. Like tomorrow
Houston Integrity, good last
on stream,
jettison,
I'm
great
gonna
view.
we'll look and see if there's good angles that have come out.
Copy jettison. Team Eco 8 plus 02.
Oh yeah, the smoke left
We see
behind.
you
That's
tail
cool.
on board, Stan.
What if the parts that fall off hit someone? Well, that's why they're next to the ocean. They launch an angle towards the ocean, so all the parts are just gonna fall in the ocean.
Outstanding, Stan. We have you the same.
That's why they do it in
3
Florida,
minutes, 50
because they launch and go
seconds into the
east.
Flight of Artemis II. Wiseman, Glover, Cook, and Hansen cross the boundary to space with good comm checks. GPS signals acquired after
Did he
last
say they're
jettison,
crossing the
now
boundary to
working on
space?
internal checks to verify accuracy.
And then they burn to orbit, right?
Flight dynamics officer analyzed the time of main engine cutoff, confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds, time of MECO.
I think they stream the whole thing. Like the live stream's gonna be going the whole mission. Well, they made it to space. First woman, yeah.
Integrity, GPS processing.
It's the first woman to fly by the moon, but also
Finish stand, we see the same, and we
The
have a
furthest
beautiful blue
anyone has
rise.
ever
We're headed
been
right
from
at it.
Earth is Artemis 2. They're gonna go further than any humans ever have.
Approaching 5 minutes into the flight, Commander Reed Wiseman confirms he has visuals of his destination. GPS guidance, navigation, and control software finishes internal checks and sends to navigation channels.
Integrity 3, engine press.
Dude, they're in
Engine
space.
press.
On time, now passing 5 minutes 20 seconds of mission elapsed time into the Artemis II mission. At this point, 3 good main engines are all that's needed to carry Integrity to a nominal main engine cutoff target. Though at this time, we're seeing
Space is just
4
so
good
beautiful,
engines
yeah.
here in Mission Control Houston.
Did they still have the first
Integrity,
stage
75
attached?
miles in
They
altitude,
broke
330
the solid
miles
rocket boosters off,
downrange,
and they broke
approaching
something else off.
10,000
I don't know if it was
miles
the
per
whole
hour.
first stage, or if it was just like a fairing on it. How do they sleep? They just sleep on the ship.
Integrity looking good at 6 minutes.
Looking good.
Same on board, Stan.
Good trajectory and engine performance. Booster
Whoa.
officer will
What's
soon
this view?
report the shutdown plan to Flight Director
This
Judd
live view?
Freeling and expected at the 7-minute mark. Integrity.
Launch abort
78
system separation.
miles in
Did that just
altitude,
happen?
460
So the
miles
part on the
downrange.
top that I was
Integrity,
pointing out
expect
that would
nominal
pull the
shutdown.
command pod off, they just jettison that, I think.
Integrity copies nominal shutdown.
Six minutes 40 seconds of mission elapsed time. Shutdown plan is as expected. Again, the time of MECO was confirmed at 8 minutes 2 seconds into the flight.
Why aren't they landing? They're testing
7 minutes of mission elapsed
things,
time.
I guess. It's like with the Apollo missions, like Apollo
Throttling down as we approach the abort once around option.
8 and 9 and 10,
Milestone
I
at the
believe,
7-minute 30-second
all
mark.
flew past the moon, but then it took till Apollo
Now
11 to
84
actually
miles in
land on the moon.
altitude, 650 miles down.
Oh, so they might land soon. They're not going to land on this mission.
1,000 miles per hour.
It's supposed to be Apollo 4. They'll land.
Integrity AOA open.
AOA open.
The window is now open for an abort once around option that would target splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Still following nominal ascent at this time.
Does that mean they went straight and burned their wider burn that they're doing?
About 10 seconds remaining until the main engine cutoff of the Space Launch System core stage. Standing
Oh, the
by
core
for
stage is still
confirmation
on.
of MECO and core stage separation.
Why is the video glitching? Because they're trying to get a live feed from it, and it's not like a perfect signal. They're testing if Orion can support live all the way to the moon and not have any problems. Yeah. Oh! Wait, is that a real live view? Because that looks cool. That looks really cool.
Integrity and nominal MECO core stage separated.
Okay, they just separated the core stage.
We see the same on board,
That
Stan.
was a cool view.
Eight minutes 40 seconds into the flight, we have a nominal main engine cutoff heading in the right trajectory on the way to swing around the moon. Core stage has separated, done its job. The Space Launch System upper stage, the interim cryogenic propulsion stage, or ICPS, still
Yeah, that
attached to the
giant,
Orion
all that
spacecraft.
orange stuff, they just broke off. All of that was just to get them into space, and then this is all that's left to get them to the moon
9
and back.
minutes of mission elapsed time.
But it takes a lot
Integrity
less
crew
fuel
of
to do
Reed
that.
Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Cook, and Jeremy Hansen now in orbit around the Earth at the beginning of their journey to the moon.
They're in orbit. So they're doing a smaller orbit
looking ahead
around
to
first,
PRM numbers so far per
and
the pad.
they can. What did he say?
Copy that, Stan. Numbers for the pad.
So they're not going all the way to the moon yet. They're doing like a
Stan Loves
smaller orbit around Earth, and then they're
maneuver time of
going all the way to the
ignition
moon.
is as